Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Bored Uplander Show. I'm your host, the Metaverser. I'm out here enjoying the view, having some coffee. Now that LA has been fully released, north and south, everybody has their speculations of collection streets. Everybody is doing everything they can to pump and dump, or just pump some chumps into their neighborhood. Today, we actually get to talk about the Buck strategy. We have the website up, and we now have a clear path forward. Let's get into it. All right, so we bring it back inside. This way, we can have a space to, just enjoy our coffee and talk about the Buck strategy. So, as you've already seen, the website is up. www.boreduplander.club. Go check it out. We've put up some NFTs for charity. The half of the NFTs, those that benefit the Renaissance Art Academy, are actual real works of art. They are my works of art that are attached to these NFTs. You purchased a work of art and the NFT at the website for charity. Buck is all about the people. So now that we've put the charity up front and announced it, let's go ahead and get into the strategy. Well, what is it? When you click on the About section on the Buck website, you'll read a list of promises that we make to our members whenever they sign up through the UpX yield farming that we offer to our members, but also a place where they can soundboard, where they can ask questions without getting lost in the general chatter, and actually get real good advice from seasoned to new players. This way, everyone gets the exact perspective they need to achieve their upland goals. All right, so in our first video, we did talk about what the Buck is, right? Let me elaborate a little bit on that. We do have a collection, or right now, of artworks and NFTs that are benefiting some charities. But in the coming weeks, what we expect to have are specially designed block explorers that you can get as an NFT, as a 3D printout, right? Or laser engraved on a titanium card. We offer those to all our members as our membership card, but we also offer it to all Buck friends so that you can go ahead and begin amplifying your metaverse experience. Each card, check this, each card does come with augmented reality capabilities. We will have your property augmented onto this card. You don't know what it'll be. It'll be either a video if the property has a long historic catalog that we can choose from to create a really nice short documentary about your property, or a 3D pop-up, right? We're going to create a rarity effect, in a sense, with the kind of card that you get, right? We'll have the common video and the rare pop-up. Besides all the merch, all the other stuff, what the Buck does is provide a place for players to be able to bring their concerns or bring their questions about what kind of strategy they should choose when playing Upland. As we mentioned before, in Upland, you have about 3 or 4 avenues that you can use to play the game. You can be the landlord, where all you're doing is buying as many properties as you can, creating somewhat of a web to treasure hunt, but you're really flipping so fast that your web tends to change and morph depending on what areas you are buying up when other areas are selling out. You can be a hybrid of a flipper and slight collector. Let's say you do stumble upon some rare, ultra rare limited, and let's say like collection pieces, right, along the way when they announce later this week, or with Berkeley, when they announced after the sale there in Alameda and Oakland and San Francisco, wherever you started. So once those collections are out, some of us will, keep one or two for long term because, it's one of three, let's say, in the collection for an ultra rare. And at some point, you flip smart enough, you'll go ahead and collect the other two in that yellow collection, right? That gold collection. So coveted. And then we go on to the next type, which is somewhat of, I guess you can call a more conservative approach to the upland gameplay strategy, where, like the buck promotes, you have a very disciplined 25, 50, 25 strategy, where you have 25% of your total investment be yield farming. Okay, these are large properties that you know are not going to sell anytime soon. They will sell in the near future. But until then, why not collect $2 a month in UPIX worth, right? So then we can then move on to our 50%. And this is the part where it makes the game fun, right? We flip, we find value plus properties. This way you're, buying up at 20, 25, if you're lucky, 15K UPIX, to be able to then flip at 100, 150. Because when we say value plus, that means it may not be geotagged, okay? Geotagged is completely different. That is already an automatic 100% above mint, let's say, opportunity. But if it's not geotagged, if there's no label on it, the moment you click on that street view, you want to be able to see something really fucking cool, right? What we now are afforded with this lull between the South release, the North release, and then now collections and eventually Spark Week, is that we can go throughout LA and find our 25% in Bel Air that have really cool street views, or we can go ahead and continue picking up some more empty or mintable properties, right? To fill out our 25, or excuse me, our 50%. We have our last 25% though. Okay, this is where your discipline, your eye for collecting NFTs, comes into play. Okay, because these are really long term, and I'm talking about long term in the sense that you're gonna probably start a meta venture business on it. It is a celebrity home. It is a home with a really great already virtual tour in the street view. These are things where you can begin capitalizing on again in the coming future, within this year, hopefully. And that's where the buck comes into play. On our website, we already have a business development application. This is if you want to hold long term, if you want to start processing that 25% of your collection that is a long term hold to be a VR tour, an AR accessible property, for it to be a meta venture, you can sign up with us. We'll go ahead and schedule an appointment to basically go through everything that you have at hand when it comes to upland and possible, income from it. And again, this is not all at all financial advice. I'm doing this myself, so we'll be doing this together. As Buckers, that's what the community is about. It's about bringing us together to be able to figure out what we're doing with this meta venture opportunity. Okay, meta ventures is just the term given by Upland. In reality, it is just another version. It's a Web3 version of e-commerce. We have the Web2, which we're already implementing on the Buck website, boarduplander.club. But we're going to then implement the Web3 aspect of it. All right, so let's go into a short clip, a short video of all our reach out properties. Okay, here we go. And we're back. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed that. So when I said reach out companies, these are the companies that we're now actively working to reach out to partner up with to bring their brand to the Board Uplander Club. Yeah, they're gonna have their, and we're gonna offer them NFTs to begin a passive income system for them and for us, because we then use those proceeds to amplify the system that produces not only the NFTs for them with our awesome graphic designers, Ron, shout out to our in-house designer there, but also the merchandise, the 3D printing stuff, all of that, the collectibles, becomes part of this ecosystem for a small business to be able to thrive nationwide and internationally. Upland is an international game. A business in Nashville should and could take advantage of that. Please be patient. I'm still working very hard on getting the white paper together. It's very detailed. It goes through every program that we will offer and how it will be implemented, the policies within it. I do have 15 years of real world business experience. In that experience, the most agonizing part of it is writing up your policies and procedures. Policies and procedures dictate how a company will move forward. Have the opportunity to take advantage of a community effort in the free market. All right. So what do we have with LA? If you invested in the Valley, as we see here, prepared to hold long term, unless you're part of a specific node or community that is building up and buying out quickly. Toluca Lake, for example. If you're lucky enough to hold in the Palisades, Bel Air, Brentwood, Westwood, Century City, that whole area, that side of the west side, go ahead. And again, holding long term, but getting big yields and very flippable properties later on. Next, I do predict all of LA is going to sell. People are going to buy as they come in. Little smaller community is going to sell out, as we see Century Heights has. Watts is going to be hot. Check out for all the collections. And so now we come to this area. It's going to have like a city island feel because it's so far away from everything else happening, but it will have the same market effect that the North LA, Eagle Rock, Highland Park area has. This is the only time you're going to hear me pumping something. It is the Board Uplander Club HQ. Be prepared to hold long term. North LA is very similar to what Nashville is. It is a long term play. There are a lot of sound studios in the Valley. So if you're lucky enough to have minted a number of sound studios, Upland Music NFT will be the perfect opportunity to implement a meta venture program into your portfolio. Buckers, you know the drill. And now, if you are invested heavily in, let's say, North LA, Palisades, Bel Air, Brentwood, same thing. Large, beautiful yield farming properties. These are value plus, every single one of them. Don't be afraid to drop 75K, afraid to drop 100K. We're talking about it's the Pacific Palisades. It's going to sell. A lot of the properties, as I've gone through, do have very cool virtual reality tours already installed in the Street View. So take your time, go through as many as you can in a day, as you allot yourself to, and find those VR properties. Because those will be the most easily implemented into the Buck library of VR capable properties. Because if it's already, if the metadata is already there, we can easily upload it to your Oculus through the website, through your cards that you collect, the Metaverse cards that you collect. And yeah, you'll have a great time. So, and you have time to do that. So don't be afraid to do that. They're big yield performers. They're beautiful properties, and they probably already have a lot of really cool views attached. So keep that in mind when you're yield farming. The next city will be announced. People will try to get liquid. Look what happened in San Francisco. Look what happened in Manhattan. And you'll be able to find some deals in LA in those collection areas. Now, moving forward, the Board Uplander Club is going to probably just wait for Miami. And if they release the rest of LA this year, like the beach cities, Compton, and Torrance, and so on. Basically, the rest of LA County. That's probably going to be our only other next targets. Queens, maybe, because we are looking to do a tri-borough node where we have small clusters in Brooklyn, in the Bronx, and Queens for Board Uplander club businesses. But moving forward, we're pretty much going to just be developing, build. We have 45 properties. Our Board Uplander members have somewhere around 125 properties in San Pedro alone. Right? So we're going to build all that up. And everybody out there watching, if you have property in San Pedro, hit me up on Discord DM, hashtag the Metaverser, hashtag Board Uplander Club. Sign up there, subscribe to our server, and yeah, hit us up. We'll spark, we'll park one spark for one day in your build, and we'll give you a really good rate at renting out part of our 30 Spark Vault collection that Buck Bank and Spark Bucks has accumulated. We have a great partnership with some well-known Sparkies that are working with us to provide the building power for the Board Uplander that we see everybody else. There's all these whales collectively. So in the BUC community, we are bringing that kind of power, that kind of heat to the Bucker. So that you can build out too. Like I mentioned, we have about 30 Spark collectively close to contracted out. Now we do have a wholesale rate or at cost rate that paid Buck members can only get. And then we have a competitive rate for our Buck friends. We offer very generous free Spark programs that will drop your overall cost, so you don't have to worry about paying full price a lot of the time. We have Spark Park program, where if you park up to 0.2 Spark at any Buck property, then we pay you back. Okay, Spark Park. Our Spark Bucks program is what will control all the renting, all the parking, basically all the Spark part of the Buck Bank apparatus. Yeah, we've got it figured out in a way that will simplify the whole process. Go to our website, boarduplander.club, to sign up for your building process. Clear cut, easy, no problem. You get Spark in 24 hours. You build out, max out, you'll be done. Like that, quick. You can build 4 days at a time. Boom. In the comments, go and tell us your strategy. What are you looking for in LA? What are you planning to do there? How about Berkeley or Oakland or Alameda or San Francisco? Anywhere else in the Upland map, what are your plans? Tell us in the comments below. Like, subscribe, hit us up on Discord. We got the Instagram page, Board Uplander Club. We have the TikTok account, Board Uplander Club. Just check us out. We're going to try to put out as much content as possible so that we can bring the metaverse to you today. Buck, take us out with the musical guest of the day.
You abandoned me. Love don't live here anymore. You abandoned me. Love don't live here anymore.
Okay, on a last note, I wanted to jump in one last time is collect graffiti murals, as many as you can. Okay, street art is going to be, I think, beside the celebrity homes with geotags and all of that, graffiti or any kind of street art is going to be the main seller for LA. We have tons of it. Take care.